Hello everyone and welcome, Dom here. In this video I'm going to show you a superb mixing trick in Cubase that will allow you to get cleaner mixes and declutter your sound when you have a busy mix. This is going to solve many of your mixing problems. Let me show you. So today's trick is something that I've been using for the past 2 years all the time when it comes to Cubase. It's a trick that you can do in Cubase very easily. If you don't use Cubase, this might or might not be possible to make in your DAW. As far as I know, this is probably exclusive to Cubase, but let me know in the comments down below if there's an alternative for another DAW. So, let me play a mix and let me explain a hypothetical problematic situation.
I wait for an opportunity to escape. I don't belong here. Oh, I've got plans to take me miles away. Oh, I'm gonna get it someday. Now you know why I had to go.
So, let's identify a problem that I immediately hear in this mix. That's not mixed basically, but I want to show you how I would approach this. Now, you can hear we have this beautiful Rhodes sound here, so I'm going to solo it for a second. This actually is the only instrument that carries the harmony in this track. So it's a very important instrument. However, it clashes with the vocal frequencies. So when the vocals come in, we have a fight right there. So the mid-range of the vocals fight with the mid-range of the Rhodes, and the sound is really cluttered. We can't really hear the vocals well. The Rhodes is in the way, but we can't really pull down the Rhodes too much because then we're going to lose all the harmony. And later on, when we have the bass,
oh, I've got plans to take me miles away. Oh, I'm gonna get it someday. Now you know why I had to go.
The bass also clashes with the Rhodes. Let me show you so that you can see visually. If I go to my Rhodes here, I can go here and use my comparison view and select bass. And let's see the frequencies of the bass compared to the Rhodes frequencies.
I had to go. I still love you.
So bass.
I hope you know. I hope you know.
So right here in the 100 Hertz region, we have a lot of clash there. In this case, what I would have to do would be to filter the Rhodes when the bass comes in, automate, and start carving the frequencies around. But here's a trick that you can do in Cubase, and this has been possible since Cubase 11 onwards, okay? So what I'm gonna do here, and this is the huge trick I want to show you, is I'm going to add this frequency 2 EQ on the Rhodes channel. What I'm gonna do here with this single instance of frequency 2 is I'm going to make sure that when the vocal comes in, the frequencies that clash with the Rhodes are attenuated for the Rhodes, and when the bass comes in, again, the frequencies that clash are attenuated just for this part. And the magic with this plugin, and the reason why I will be able to do this, is because of the multiple sidechain sources that we can have. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to select one frequency for the vocals. Let's go for here. Let's go for my band 5. And I'm going to make sure that this one, I set it to mid-side. Why? Because I want to make sure that when the vocal comes in, the mid signal of the Rhodes that's clashing with the vocal, remember the vocal is in the center, but the sides, I can leave them be, and actually this will give me a wider sound as well. So let me show you. If I go here and I say, okay, great, I have my side signal and my mid signal. Let's play these Rhodes. So mid and sides. See? Sides. Now I want to leave the sides alone, but for the mids, what I want to do is I want to turn this into a dynamic EQ. And now I'm going to go into single mode. And what a dynamics EQ does, when these frequencies reach a certain threshold, it's going to start reducing or boosting. So if I don't do anything else, check what's going to happen. So. So you see when we have this mid-range and they pass the threshold here, these are attenuated, but that's not what I'm gonna do here because I want to leave the integrity of these Rhodes and I want this to be the instrument that we rely on for harmony. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to sidechain. And as you can see, we have several sidechains. We have 8 sidechains in Cubase now. So I can go here, activate sidechain 1. So that means that this is not going to be triggered by the level of my Rhodes and these frequencies, but from the sidechain. So now what we can do is we can go to my sidechain routing here, and I can make sure that I have sidechain 1. Okay, this is my sidechain. So I can go here and add sidechain source, and I can make sure that the sidechain source is the vocal. And I'm gonna make sure that I have it at 0 and I have it in pre-fader. Why? Because I don't want the vocal channel level to determine how much attenuation we're going to get. I want to be able to do my fader rides on my vocal channel without affecting this. So now I'm going to activate sidechain. And now you will see that when we don't have vocals, there's no reduction. I'm going to mute the vocals for a second so that you can see. See? Threshold does nothing. It doesn't have any reduction here. But when we add the vocals, check what's gonna happen.
I wait for an opportunity to escape. I don't belong here.
So what we're doing here is we're making space for the vocals without compromising our Rhodes. Basically, because we have the vocals, this reduction on the Rhodes, we're not going to really comprehend that it's there, but it's going to leave space for the vocals so that they can take the lead in this mix. So let's check it out.
I wait.
And you know, if I want to be cheeky, I can add a little bit of sides.
For an opportunity to escape. I don't belong here.
I can change the release as well. I can see how it works, you know, when the Rhodes is bouncing back.
For an opportunity to escape. I don't belong here.
So without it,
oh, I've got plans to take me
see?
miles
Confused?
away. Oh, I'm gonna get it someday. Now you know why I had to go. I had to go. I still love you. I hope you know. I hope you know. Can't deny the truth. We were never meant to.
see, when I remove this dynamic EQ, immediately everything becomes muddy because the Rhodes are fighting with the vocals. So
For an opportunity to escape. I don't belong here. Oh, I've got plans to take me miles away. Oh, I'm gonna get it someday. Now you know why I had to go. I had to go. I still love you. I hope you know.
see how much space we have for the vocals now. When I remove the dynamic EQ, they clash again. And at the same time, the Rhodes sound wider because what do we have there? We have only the sides right there. That the sides are not affected. We actually boost them a little bit. I'm a little bit cheeky here. I'm just boosting the sides. And actually, I can be a little bit more cheeky and I can go here and I can have even this one in dynamic mode. And instead, I can boost the sides when the vocal comes in.
For an opportunity to
See that?
escape.
I'm going to exaggerate.
I don't belong here. Oh, I've got plans to take me.
You know, I probably wouldn't do that so much. I would just add a little bit of it. But this way you get wide Rhodes and you have loads of space for the vocals. And again, you can play with the frequencies. And now here's the trick, and here's why this multiple sidechain function is so magical. You can actually go here and say, okay, I'm going to go now to my band number 2. And I'm going to leave this at stereo. And in this case, I'm going to go for a low shelf EQ. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to activate dynamics again, and I'm going to select sidechain 2, okay? So a different sidechain. I'm going to go here, add sidechain 2, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my sidechain, go to sidechain 2 instead. Again, I'm going to my sidechain setup, my cogwheel, go here, and instead of going to sidechain 1, I go to sidechain 2, okay? Like this. And now I'm going to add the bass for this one. Again, I'm going to go 0, and I'm going to make it pre-fader. Okay, and I'm done. Make sure you have activated your sidechain right there. And now, check what we can do. We can leave the low end of the Rhodes alone at the beginning of the track because we need it. We need the track to feel with all this beautiful low end from the Rhodes. But when the bass comes, now the frequency 2 EQ is going to make space for the bass, and it's going to make the Rhodes a little bit more thin so that we have space for the bass. So check it out. See? No problem there.
Wait for an opportunity to escape. I don't belong here.
See what happens here?
Oh, I've got plans to take me miles away. Oh, I'm gonna get it someday. Now you know why I had to go. I had to go. I still
And you know what? In this case, I would go for a longer release. I don't need this to pump so much.
love you. I hope you know. I hope you know. Can't deny it.
So as you can see, I have two separate sidechain sources on the same plugin controlling different frequencies and different EQ bands. This is insane. So just to give you an idea on how this sounds on its own, I'm going to hit listen here. This is an amazing feature that we have in Cubase. If you're not using it, you probably don't have Control Room activated, and in my opinion, you should use Control Room all the time. Check out this video if you want to know why. Let's listen to how this sounds with all the sidechains going on. So, see? Mid-range gets ducked because the vocal is there. This is what happens when the bass comes in. See? Space for the bass. So here we have loads of bass playing, and the low end for the Rhodes goes away. Where without it, it would be like this, messy. But then, verses, no bass. The Rhodes is free to roam freely, give us all this lovely low end. Isn't this amazing? Just let me know in the comments down below. This trick is really gold. If you use this in the right way, I'm telling you, you will have the cleanest mixes you ever had in your life. Because this is something that if you wanted to do this previously, you had to add loads and loads of plugins in order to do this. This, you can do this just with one plugin. I'm going to start playing this, and I'm going to remove the frequency 2 EQ and check how the mix becomes unfocused, it becomes cluttered, it's not clean anymore. Check this out. So I'm going to start with, and I'm going to turn it off.
I don't belong here. Oh, I've got plans to take me miles away. Oh, I'm gonna get it someday.
With.
Now you know why I had to go. I had to
Without.
go. I still love you. I hope you know. I hope you know. Can't deny the truth. We were never meant to be.
So the vocals get lost, the bass with the Rhodes is a total mess, and the drums as well become really mushy because all this low end is messing with the drums. So this is the technique, but you can use this for many different things. You can use it for pads, you can use it for leads, you can use it for pretty much everything. If you find that a sound is cluttered with something else, use this trick, frequency 2, multiple sidechain sources, and you will get the cleanest mixes ever. So if you enjoyed this video and if you enjoyed this trick, leave a like. It really helps. If you haven't subscribed, maybe you want to subscribe because I'm doing these things all the time, so you might not want to miss the next videos. I hope you enjoyed this, my friends. Happy mixing, and I'll see you on the next one. Dom signing off. Bye!